This session is on Nigeria in 2050, boom or bust.
How do you create a sense of belonging? How do we bring all these resources that we have together? What is happening in southern Nigeria is the result of missionary education that laid the foundation. And when we talk about the collaboration between church and state, people bring in religion. Now, our children in northern Nigeria are doing very well. They are coming first in Saudi Arabia in Quranic recitation. But I've never had the son of a minister who took first in Quranic recitation, because their children are all abroad. So really, I mean, we have a serious time bomb, and the difficulty we have is that what I see is like a man driving a trailer and trying to negotiate a roundabout. So, and you are not going to get rid of, put 10 million children in school overnight. It's not going to happen. The governors themselves, UBEB will tell you, the resources are there. The governors are not accessing the resources because they are not prepared to pay the counterpart funding.
Sure.
So for me, it's that the conversation has not even started, tragically.
I think incentives have to be both ways. We also have to incentivize those who are in charge of policy making and implementation to see this as something they should focus on, rather than something to be penalized for.
Yeah.
Generally, you get more kudos, sadly, in Nigeria from the Nigerian public when you build roads and you build huge infrastructure than when you pay teachers and build schools and do things that are seen to be intangible in the eyes of the people. So we need to reorder our priorities and make it something to encourage those who are in charge to really focus their attention on.
If we go back to the state level, and states are able to document very clearly, given the capacity of what is existing in that state, the resources that are available, the opportunities that exist in that state, what are the kinds of skill sets that are required? And then that feeds back into the education. So a state, for example, says, for the next 10 years, some countries have done it. For the next 10 years, for the next 20 years, what we need the most are 1, cybersecurity, 2, computer programming, 3 is this, list all those kinds of skill sets. And so be it if it is agriculture for a state. Then they know that as they are investing in education, that they expect those people to stay back in those communities and be able to actually find solutions that are relevant for that environment, relevant for the farms, or relevant for healthcare, or for education, or for other kinds of industries that exist in that state. If you create those kinds of linkages, you have a systemic incentive system in place.
To be honest, I have always said, and anybody who knows me, the best contraceptive for the woman is education. This population problem is perhaps the most important developmental challenge we have to face. If we don't have a demographic transition, we will never have an economic transition, and that is a fact. You need to educate the girl child. To be honest, I have always said, and anybody who knows me, the best contraceptive for the woman is education. You know, when they're educated, they've already learned about sexual and reproductive health. They know how to take care of themselves. Okay, when they have a job, they know that they're not going to have a baby every year and take maternity leave every year. You leave it to them and they will sort themselves out. You don't need a law. If you really want to help deal with population growth and fertility rates, invest in educating the young girls.